Howdy folks, welcome back to Derail Valley. We're down here at the harbor. I've been taking a look around at the engines we've found and whatnot for the museum. And the DE2 is down here at the harbor, so I think we're going to start with that. And the goal of today's video is to get that up to the museum and kind of figure out how that works. I've not done it before. I've kind of watched some of Squirrel's videos in the background. So I have a rough idea. We need to take it to the museum and we need to get parts for it. So we'll figure that much out. This is the license info. It looks like all it does is add to the time bonus. So I'm okay with that. So let's get our license. Although, ooh, you have quite a bit of stuff on that. You know what? I'm just going to pay it. We've got the money. I don't want to deal with going back up there. Deposit you. Yeah, I know I could save money, but money is time, and I don't have the time. There we go. Now we should be able to buy the license. Roll down to, oops, there it is, museum license. Deal wallet out. There we go. We still got 258,000. Cool. Now we have the museum license. So grants you access to the DV Railway Museum. Visit the museum for more information. Okay. That'll just respawn in our area. Now let's go. Now let's get to business of funding and restoring those vehicles. Press E to continue. Okay. So you can actually see it from the station. It's right over there. So let's spam our way over there with the F key. I've thought about going into the settings and changing this, but we'll keep it for now. It doesn't really add any value. It just kind of makes it a little bit of a pain to move around. Not too big of a deal. But from what I understand, the further away you are from the tracks, the more it costs you to re-rail. Luckily, this is right next to the rails. So we want to click 14. I'm a cheapskate, so we got 1256 done, and it does confirm with you twice, which is nice. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so it actually walks you through it. That's nice. So we just need to take this to the museum at City South. Excellent. So we'll tack this onto the train. I'm going to go find an engine, and I'm going to check. I should have checked while I was at the station. I want to see if there's any jobs when we're here to City South, because we need to go there anyway. So I'll take a look around. Let me get some stuff sorted out, and we'll be back to get this thing towed over to the museum. Alrighty, we got another DE2, and there's no job going to City South, so I think we'll just run up there with the engine in tow and then figure out how we get parts for it. It's starting to rain, so that would decrease our traction on a job anyway. I had a little bit of a boo-boo getting this out of the roundhouse. I didn't give enough time to build air pressure, so I had no brakes and ran it off the turntable. Whoops. The time I realized I didn't have any brakes, I didn't have time to hit the handbrake. I wish you could set it. Maybe there's a setting somewhere. I wish you could set it so when you're using the remote, it didn't auto switch the headlights. I don't like that feature. And you may hear the cat in the background. She's very insistent that she needs attention. Alright, let's go ahead and set the independent on there. I don't think we need it, but just in case. Let's see, get those over here. Do we need brakes on this? Yeah, I guess we might as well. Okay, and then we hop up in here. Take the handbrake off. The brakes are cut out. That should be it for this one. Just notice it's facing backwards. Not that it matters. Alright, let's get that back in forward. And then we can head on out to City South. Close off, you're in go forward. Okay, so if I bring up this map, we want to go to the left, over to City South. City South. We're coming in from the east, and we want to go to the museum. So right. Looks like they were set up to head right into the museum. So I think we're in good shape. And we came in this way, so we should be headed out. I do in fact have the engine in tow. And I've got this job with me that we can't use, so just throw that on the floor. I thought about taking a job over to Forestry South, but we'll just run over and see what we need for parts, how that works. I know Squirrel bought the little, there's some kind of little shuttle thingy with a flatbed on it. And then there's like a wagon you can buy, I think, to put parts on. I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get there. Hopefully it'll walk us through it. It's been showing us little tips. Speaking of, is there a way to get those back up? Yeah, I don't know. It said take it to the museum, so we're going to take it to the museum. And that should be fairly uneventful, so I will see you over at City South. But before I go, somebody did mention if you hold X, like you can push X to crouch. If you hold X, you can then adjust with the mouse wheel. So that's handy to know. Thanks for the tip. I knew there was a way to do that, and I couldn't remember how it was done. So there you go. If you want to have X just duck you a little bit, you can just adjust that like so. Also, several people said you can do 45 through these curves. I don't know. Maybe. See you over at City South. Okay, we should be just about here. And I don't know if I've been to the City South. If I have, it was a long time ago. Yeah, this should just take us right on over to the museum, which is that big round roof building over there. Like we're lined up. Slow down a bit. We still got the engine in tow. That was a nice easy journey. Just pulling the engine. So I think there's just a turntable inside. Don't know if there's anything else we need to do. Sounds like the engine back there's got some flat spots on it, on the wheels. Derail Valley Railway Museum. There we go. And we do need to get the table lined up. There we go. And I guess we put it in its spot. Like there's different stalls for each of the engines. I think we just put it in its spot. I know this is going to be kind of dark for y'all. Okay. I have a lantern here somewhere. Is that on whatever key that is? And I can remember how to use this. There we go. Don't remember how to light the lantern though. Well, let's see if there's... I think there's lights here somewhere. Let's try that approach. If I remember right from videos, it's on one of these pillars. Let's see if we can turn some lights on. Lights. If I was a light switch. There we go. Hey, there we go. Alright, that'll help. Now, where's the DE2 go? Oh, it gives you one of the cars. Okay. So we just need something to pull the car with. I think that's why most people buy the little shuttle thingy. So with that, you can then pull the wagon that they give you. Alright, that's the SO60. Where's the old DE2? Thought it would be one of the starting ones. DM3. Okay. Thought I checked all these. What did I just miss it? It should have a sign like back in the back. Right? Like all these have a sign. Here's your sign. So that's the... Oops. Apparently there's inspection pits too. D6, DM3. Oh, there it is. DE2 480. They're kind of out of order. I was expecting them to be in order. The big old turntable. It's got to fit the biggest engines, I guess. Chunk. Oh, wait. No, we need to be the opposite direction, don't we? We got to turn her all the way around. Cue up the spin me right round. I'm not sure where you buy the little shuttle rate thingy. So I'm going to check over at the office. I don't know if you buy it there. Chunk. There we go. All right. We're going to back you up. This is the right one, right? Yep, DE2. Order missing parts. Fund the missing parts purchased for this vehicle. Alrighty. Duly noted. Okay, go ahead and throw the old handbrake on, just in case. I think the hoses will part themselves. This back on the turntable and we'll check into the office and see what we got over there. Perfect. This looks like an office. Museum office. There we go. Insert wallet to pay. So do we just pay at the register? It seems like there was something with the bulletin board. None of that's readable. Can't use the computer. A wastebasket. Insert wallet to pay. I guess this is where we get the parts. Bring missing parts. Take a utility vehicle to MF-C1L and load the missing parts, then deliver them back to the museum. Okay, so that's for a drivetrain. Choose products you wish to buy. How do we do that? MF-C1L. Okay, that's our shed. There's some trucks. There's a flat car there we can use. Let's take a look at City South. Is it in C Yard? It had a C on it. Yeah. Oh, Machine Factory. C1. Okay, so we have to go to Machine Factory in town. MF C1L. That makes sense now. Got it. Okay, well, I think all we're picking up is the drivetrain parts. 1 times 1. So I think I can just take the DE2 with the flat car and go over there and get them. And then if you want to do multiples, there's some kind of little utility vehicle. I don't know how we buy that. I'll have to look into that. Utility short flat car. So we'll take this over. We'll see if there's a job going to Machine Factory. I'm also going to sleep. So it's daytime. Well, I guess I'll see what time it is. Maybe by the time I drove up to Machine Factory, it would be daylight. Close enough. Nope. There you go. Does this have a... Oh, it's got a top handbrake. Cool. So we just take this over. I just clicked something accidentally. What did I click? Not sure what I clicked. I think we're done filling up with air, though. Alright, let's get out on the turntable and then get headed out of here. I'm going to go sleep and see if there's a job we can take from City South up to Machine Factory. Make a little money on the way, maybe. I think it's going to put the handbrake on anyway, so I'll just go ahead and throw the handbrake on. Let's see, is there a couch over here? No, so you can't sleep here. There's not even a clock in here, huh? How do you choose which products you want to buy? Yeah, the DMU. This is the one. That's the little transport thingy I was talking about. Let me get this stuff back up in here. Let me just check real quick. Can you buy them through... No, you can't buy them through your request work train. You can use this as a makeshift flashlight emergency. Yeah, I don't know how you're supposed to choose the products you want to buy, but we can figure that out another day. You get lined out of here. I'm going to run over to, I think that's, is that the station? No, that just looks like a station. There's the green flashy light, so I need to run over there. See what jobs there are, get it to be daylight, and I'll be back in a bit. Okay, we had a nice little nap. The sun's coming up. I found a logistics haul that is going up to Machine Factory in town. That is nice and light. And we're ready to rock and roll. So the plan is go up through Coal Mine South, and then up through... Did I take this? It's a little... Yeah, we could take this way. Make sure we're going right there, and then left there. Up through Coal Mine South. We'll go left, right, left, right. City West we need to take a look at, and when you're going left, and then coal plant. So if we look at City West, we're coming in from this side, so we want to make sure we keep to the right, and then on through. And same for coal plant, coming in from the south. Make sure we hang a right here, continue on. Then on into wherever we're going in Machine Factory. So let's get this handed in. Hit the road. All that up, and we're going to a C yard, so we'll get that set up. I slept, so it turned the engine off. Sure, yeah, I'm with Squirrel. I wish it would not do this stuff automatically. He was commenting on that as well. Alright, we're at City South. Should be heading out to the west. And yeah, let's get the show on the road. We're going to C2. So we have to get to the C yard. So right and then left into the C yard. And C2 storage. There shouldn't be anything on the loading track, or the actually shouldn't be anything on the inbounds. So right, we can go left through there, and then we'll see what the storage track looks like. If there's stuff on there, we'll have to back in. I can hear some kind of noise, but it's a fairly light run, so in theory, it's going to be an easy trip. It's a nice theory. Remote control is fully charged. And then I might have to make this into a two-parter. Once we get up there and get the parts, we might do the next episode of bringing the parts back and getting the engine fixed. Then we can do all kinds of like painting, and we can attach parts to it. You can really customize the locomotives quite a bit, which is really neat. And I think that says 8 with a down arrow, so I'm not sure what we're getting into. But this is... Well, it's only 160 tons, and we got that little flat car. So in theory, it's going to be an easy trip. We'll see how that theory plays out. I Raise myself up just a notch. There we go. Looks like a 5, so we've got room to breathe. Let's hope we have enough fuel. Okay, we're wide open. Thanks, autosave. Get the fan going, keeping us cool. I don't think I've been this way, so keep an eye on the signs. We'll see how it goes, and I should, in theory, see you up at Machine Factory. I don't like these graphics artifacts that look like their tunnel's blocked. Gonna bring you back in here for just a bit. Spectacular scenery. Got the big lake there off the distance in the fog. We got a big viaduct. Pretty cool along here. This is kind of a neat area, so I was bringing you back in. We got, we're on a stone viaduct. It just came off of one. Getting ready to pass under another one. And we're in the 60 limit, so I gotta shut her down here. I did get up to about 75 at one point. Then immediately came into a 50 zone. So I had to shut her down a little bit. Wheels were protesting a little bit there. We were a few kilometers an hour over the limit. Not too bad. Now we're back into a 60. Better get some brakes on. So it's been an easy journey so far. Just keeping an eye on the speed limits. And we're pretty light, so hasn't really been an issue. Just working the throttle and brakes. Heading into a 50, so we're going to slow down a little more. Keep about a bar on. Where are we? We just... I think we just went under, so I think we're right around here. Making good progress. Luckily the brakes aren't super realistic, so you can just keep taking them on and off and leaving them on. And as long as you can keep pumping air, you're okay. Alright, we're through the curves. We'll keep on trucking. Or training. We are flying now. Coming up along the river here. This corner nearly caught me out. I almost forgot. It's 30. I had to slam on the brakes. We were doing a lot of squealing. But I got her slowed down in time. So, no Derail Valley just yet. Very nearly, though. We'll take advantage of this straightaway. Get some speed. About top speed right here. And we're headed into a 6, so we'll shut her down. I think we're on a pretty good grade, so we'll just let gravity do the work here. So we're getting close. We just got to go by the coal plant, and then we'll be pulling in at Machine Factory. Hopefully getting some parts. Alright, we got 60 through the curve there. And then heading into a downgrade. Alright. Have to be ready to come off the throttle. Nope. Need to get back. Need to stay on the throttle. Got a grade coming up. Going into a 60, but we got a 1.5% grade, so we're going to hit it hard. Here's the coal plant. So we are coming right up along here. We're almost to the Machine Factory. Big old climb. I look forward to getting like the big DE6s, working some of these bigger coal trains. 2% grade, so we're going to stay right in the throttle as long as our heat, our heat's fine. We're moving good. Quite the climb up through here. So we're just going to keep her wide open. The big old tall viaduct. Might even take a picture or two. Heading into a 120 zone. No danger of that becoming a problem. Again, we're running wide open. And maintaining a pretty good speed. We've fallen about 6 kilometers an hour. But here we are. So now we need to see how the C yard's looking. Should be lined up to bypass it. But if the storage track happens to be empty, we can just pull in there. We're headed to C2S. Gravity take us on around here. Slow us down. With that, and we're taking a left into the C yard. And then we're lined up to go through C3. So does 2 happen to be empty? No, it looks pretty full. Yeah, it's got cars on it. We're going to go through the input track here. Bypass. And then we'll back into the... Oh, no, that's a B yard. The C2 does have stuff on it. We'll go around on C3I and then back these cars in. Got B right next to C yard. It's a little bit confusing. Then we'll have to load up on the loading track, which is the first one. Loading, storage, and the 2 inputs. Alright, make sure we're synced up. We're going to hop out. Need to get past this switch here. Oh. Came off a little too much. I was trying to make sure. Yeah, that goes on through. Making sure we had room to work with here. And we do. Let me out. All right, switch you over, and then we're set to go into C2S. We ride on the back of the car here. Beautiful. Kind of noisy in this car. If we're on a little bit of a grade, seems to be slowing down on its own. I don't know that we need to hook these together, but I will. Stuck in the car. Still stuck in the car. Let me out. There we go. Yeah, we're not quite in the track, so we're going to have to push these back a little bit. It took air up. That's fine. You make sure we're past that switch. Kind of trippy with that platform moving. Made me feel like I was walking backwards. Alright, that should do. You locked up, and then we need to find the office, and hey, it's right there. Perfect. Job. Uncouple and validate. Here we go. Got 50 grand just for coming up here where we need to come anyway. So now we just need to hop over to track 1 and get our little car loaded up. Ooh, I didn't quite push that down far enough, did I? Well, let's fix that. Didn't see this switch over here. We can make that happen. Make sure we can clear it. There we go. Alright, we'll hop on our wagon. Wagon doesn't sound very healthy. And into the loading track. Should be a control panel down here somewhere. You'll find that. There it is. I think we just have to be on the loading track. We don't have to be down here at the crane. Let's see if that'll work. We're stopped, and then load. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we got our parts. So next episode, we're going to take these parts back down to City South and hopefully get the engine fixed, and we'll see how that works. Thanks as always for watching, folks. Now I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.